As I'm prone to do, I was driving home yesterday. And a lot of times I just turn on music. I try to escape a little bit from the day-to-day pressures of being America's honesty broker. So I'm listening to some Tom Petty driving home. And I'm thinking about the Nick Foles situation and the Carson Wentz situation. And I'm thinking, you know, you don't want to bring Nick Foles back into Indianapolis now that Carson Wentz is hurt. And I'm thinking to myself, the psychological stuff. And then I don't know, maybe it was the Tom Petty, maybe it was the drive. And I thought to myself, wait a minute. With Simone Biles, I will defend the anxiety and the stress of an Olympic athlete at 24, representing America, who's already highly decorated. The pressure of one routine. 4 years, 8 years. You heard me all last week. I'll defend athletes, many of them, for the psychological pressure and battles they face. But Carson Wentz is almost 30, closer to 30 than 20. He's been in this NFL now 6 years. And everybody in the NFL knows the game. Next man up. I think I'd call Nick Foles. The more I thought about it and listened to Tom Petty, the more I thought I would just, if I was the Colts, call Nick Foles, who's currently the third-string quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And if you've not heard Nick Foles, he was asked a question about this yesterday. I have never heard a quarterback publicly lobby for a job on another team like Nick Foles.
Frank Reich is one of my favorite, if not favorite, coaches of all time. He understands me as a player. He understands me as a person. But, you know, right, I haven't had any talks with him. I don't know. I'm a Chicago Bear right now. But I think if he knows me. He understands. I mean, y'all watched the 2017 season in the playoffs where he changed the offense and built it around me, and y'all saw what happened. But that being said, they have Carson. And Carson and I have a lot of history. I have a lot of respect for Carson. He's a tremendous player. He's going through adversity once again, but he'll bounce back. And you know what? He might miss a few games, but I know he'll be back out there. But we haven't had any talks, so right now I'm a Chicago Bear, and I'm going to keep slinging it with these third stringers, and we're going to dice them up.
He wants that Colts job. Howie Long once told me the NFL is a league of desperate people. That should include general managers and coaches. These are America's best jobs for executives and coaches. There's not many, and you get fired quickly. The Colts have to do what's good for the Colts. Jim Irsay has to do what's good for the Colts. So does Chris Ballard and Frank Reich. I'd feel bad for Carson Wentz, but let's be honest. The Colts got him out of an unseemly situation. They did him a solid. Now maybe Carson Wentz needs to do them a solid. Carson's close to 30. He knows the game. The Colts have a Super Bowl roster. They owe themselves a shot at the best quarterback on the market. This locker room, in my opinion, does not buy into Jacob Eason, a marginal college quarterback with 0 NFL starts. And Nick Foles, by the way, has a winning record, which is remarkable considering he's a backup quarterback. Quick, off the top of your head, how many backups have a winning record? Nick Foles, I watched him in college live once at USC. He carved him up for 4 touchdowns and 420 yards at the Coliseum. Has always been as good as his environment. Remember the year in Philadelphia with Andy Reid, 27 touchdowns, 2 picks? Remember the Super Bowl where he beat Brady and was the MVP? He's not a superstar talent, but he's coachable, and he's always been really good when the coaching is really good. He has glimpses of great, but he's not great unless he has the right mix of support. And that's exactly what the Colts have. Listen, I understand as a sportscaster, feelings matter, anxiety is real, the pressure's intense in sports. But in the National Football League, the Colts have done everything right for years, and they got Carson Wentz out of an unseemly situation. They need to do what's best for them. And what's best for them may be Nick Foles. And again, here's Nick Foles lobbying for the opportunity to be a Colt.
I'm 32. I feel great. The version of me right now is much better than the version that played in the Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. And I'm confident in that. So put that through your mind. I know that. I know what this game's about. You have to have the whole package as a team. Like, you have to have everyone in there. You have top down has to be great. If it's not great, you're going to be mediocre. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. And unfortunately, when you're a quarterback, you got to go through a lot of the, baloney.
It's go time for the Colts. By the way, breaking news, Quentin Nelson, the best guard in football, plays for the Colts too. He's got the same foot injury as Carson Wentz this morning. He'll have surgery and, like Wentz, be out 5 to 12 weeks. Jacob Eason, without Quentin Nelson, no NFL starts. Rams' first 5 games are brutal. Or Nick Foles. I think this morning, maybe it's the Tom Petty in me. I'd go with the latter.